Good morning, everyone. Oh boy, this is the first words I spoke this morning. I'm getting up very fired up. I've been sleeping so deep. Oh my gosh. It's a part of that stuff that I'm doing lately, but life has been awesome. This 2017 is starting really well. I hope you guys moved on with yourself and with whatever you're doing, because at one point in life, we need to make choices. What happened in 2016, we need to resolve it. We need to learn the lesson. We need to make a choice to move on. And I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm working on my website, and I created my book into an audiobook, and it's going to go on my website. It's going to be available. I'm really excited and doing a few other things with it. But I thought to myself, I've been through quite a bit in life, just like all of you. I think we all do. And I'm really amazed when we start to speak how much we really, other people start to speak up. And when other people start to speak up, it's like, wow, you are amazed at what people go through. And I'm so happy. Even I do make good money with my recent job. I make good money. I raised 4 kids on my own, never got a penny of child support. I have a nice house and a nice neighborhood, and I made sure my kids got what they needed and more. And more. And so, but I'm so happy and excited that I really became an empowerment life coach. I love this master empowerment coaching that I did. It is empowerment plus business coaching. I'm really excited about it. And when I started 2 years ago, it didn't start the way I wanted. Too many things went wrong. I wasn't ready. I nearly gave up, but I kept, no way, I am not going to give up. I did a lot. I am not a writer. You guys. My mind is more scientific. I'm not a writer. And I wrote a beautiful book that came out of my soul. I mean, I cried, I poured tears forever with this book, but I healed a lot with this book. And I just got to this point in my life, and when I look back, it's like people ask me, how did you make it? I got an interview with his name John Black, and he's an author for one of the magazines. I'm not sure which one was it anymore, but he asked me one question. Tell me what made you. How could you go through all this and not drink, not smoke, not do drugs, not do things that you're not supposed to do, and be so responsible and raise a family on your own? I really didn't know what to answer. I didn't expect this answer. But I go back now and I say to myself, what was it? I always was in gratitude. I always told myself, I remember my mother used to say, okay, if I am happy with what is going on, if I can find the good things out of bad things, life will move on. I didn't know how much my mother really suffered, how much. And my mother played a big part in my book. My mother played a big part in my low self-esteem. And it is not because of me, it is because of her. So if you guys read the book or listen to my book, my story changed. And I wrote this book while I was still in coaching school. I was healing a lot, and I start to see things from a different perspective, right? But now I even see it from totally different perspective. The story keep changing. The story is beautiful. We go through pain. We go through abuse. We go through powerless moment. And we have to get up and pick on it. And my answer to why and how I made it, I didn't know before, but I kept picking on the little things that I could be grateful for. And this is how I made it. I would have killed myself. Many times I reached at a point, it's not that I was so motivated and so full of energy and so strong. No, I had low self-esteem. I was strong in some ways because I know I can do it. But I always saw that window that's gonna come out one day and I'm gonna make it. So I jotted down a few things that that I used to look at, and now still in my life now I look at. I'm grateful for little things that we all have. We all have. The first one is to see. How many of us forget to be ungrateful that we can see? Look at the beauty around us. When I go down, when I feel like I stumbled a bit, I had to reconnect. I had to get in balance. You know, the first thing I do, I go to the woods. Because when I go to the woods, it's not only I feel, I see. It is that the greenery, that the trees, that I'm an earth sign. So when I go to the woods, I'm in heaven, you know. The beach is right next to me. I don't go to the beach that often, but I go to the wood as much as I could and on daily basis so I can stay connected. To see, I have a friend who lost her vision through that's caused by celiac disease. You know, she was allergic to her body was sensitive to gluten, and nobody knew for the longest time. And she started to lose her eyesight. And she became a powerful, beautiful young woman. She said no. In the beginning, it was hard, but you need to pick up and move. There is a choice we need to make in life. Pick up and move. And this lady picked up and she moved graciously, beautifully. She's amazing. Jennifer, I'm gonna make a video with her. I've got to make a video with her so you can feel her energy. And be grateful that we can see, okay? Be grateful that we can see. I remember, if you read my book, I remember that I used to be locked. I got locked in a house for a whole year. I wasn't even allowed to get out. I didn't see nothing but walls. It was horrible. I didn't speak no language. I had nobody to be there to speak to. And all what I saw is walls. It's just like being blind. I couldn't see nothing. The beauty is to be grateful for that sight that we have. Okay, reassess yourself. Acknowledge your eyes and the beauty to see. That's the number one. Number two, to hear. To hear. Can you imagine if you can't listen? If you can't hear somebody talking to you? I mean, I have a patient in my chair they can't hear that easy. Even they have the hearing aid. I had to speak loud. I have to every little bit move my mask to speak so they could hear me. They get devastated and they say, you know, Yola, do not speak. Do not speak. Do not tell me nothing. Let's wait till the end, you know. And it is okay because they get devastated. What about to taste? Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you don't taste the food? The food can be rotten and you don't taste it. You're just eating. The fact that we can know that this tastes this way, we put love in our food. When we prepare our food, our energy get in our food. We put love in the food. And to taste something so delicious and it's like, wow, yummy. This tastes good, right? How beautiful that is. How grateful we can be to be able to taste our food, to taste our drinks, to smell. Oh boy, I'm so sensitive to perfume. I don't like to smell the perfume, but when I go in nature, to smell Mother Earth, to smell the woods, to smell the trees, to smell the pine. It's just delicious, just delicious. It all connects, the smell, the vision, the hearing of the leaves moving, the trees moving, the wind, everything together, everything connect together that make our experience so beautiful. To touch. How beautiful to touch. Have you ever been in love and you just want to touch that person? You just want to touch them. It is not about sex, it's about touching and loving and hugging, and you want to touch that person in front of you. And you want to rub their back, you want to hold their hands, and how many people take this for granted and it just fade off because they're not grateful for this opportunity to touch and to feel with your hands what you're touching, what you're feeling, something rough, something soft, something hot, something cold, something freezing. How amazing it is that we have the sense to feel, to feel. How many of us are grateful to feel? How many of us are grateful to be able to connect? Because when you connect in here, you are able to see a wider vision. You are able to make decisions because you feel and you connected to your soul. You feel in what is inside of you, what's telling you yes, what's telling you no. It is that feeling that has a peace in it and has pushing you. Yes, it feels good. You're not scared, you're not worried, you're not kind of in ambiguity. You don't know what to do, you don't know which road to go to. But when you are connected in every way you can, when you are connected in every way you can, your feeling of making choices are much easier. Your feeling are the feeling of the energy that's inside of you. Okay? It is that feeling of knowing what to do, what not to do. It's the feeling to know when you are wrong, when you did a mistake, to learn from it and to pick up yourself and make another choice. I made a mistake. It's okay. I learned my lesson. If you need to apologize, apologize, but get up yourself and get going, because your feeling can be at the lowest level of emotions. You can be angry, you can be in shame, and you can be in a victim place, or you can be stuck in nothing. You can be so dead, emotionally dead that you don't feel. How many of you really, when you see this video, please go and post, tell me how many of you really had your feelings totally deadened for a long time? Do you know, you guys, for a long time, I couldn't cry, I couldn't feel. I was dead living. I was in a dead body, no emotion, but I had to survive. And the reason I survived, because I had kids. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what feelings were about till later in life. Oh my gosh, after so many years. I was 28 years old, 2 months pregnant, and 2 little kids. And after my bishop took me to his home, and I told them all what happened in my life, I spoke it all out, I bawled, I cried. My kids were scared. My kids were so scared. I fell on the bed and I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed, and I couldn't even move. I couldn't even get up. And my kids sat on the, my kids, one was 4 and one was 10 or 11, something like that. They both fell. They both sat on the stairs. My 2nd daughter crying. My oldest daughter, 2 years old, 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 2 ye holding her. It is okay. It is okay. She's telling her, but she want to cry too, but she couldn't. And my bishop wife came down, picked up my kids. She said, it is okay. Mommy is healing. Oh my gosh, I am sorry, you guys. I didn't intend for this to happen. I was so fired up. And I just picked up those words and put them down. And I just wanted to share them with you. How many of us are dead emotionally because we've been so abused and so beaten up in life. You guys, it is time to wake up. It is time. You can make a choice. Trust me, you can make a choice. Connect with me. Connect with me. I can tell you stories and the power to take our power back, to have the power to say, that's it, I'm not taking the shit no more. I'm gonna take my power back from the person, not that's my ex was abusing me, but my power left long time ago. I gave it away long time ago when I was a little kid, when I felt so worthless, I'm no good. When my mom used to say, oh, this girl's so ugly, no man will ever want to marry her. So the power to feel. It's important that you guys feel, especially for the women that I know, so many of you. Don't give your power away. Don't give your power away. It's important to invest in yourself. It is so important to invest in yourself, to really know what you want. What's your passion? What you want to do? You have to have a plan. You need to have a plan. You need to take your power. You need to move on. I couldn't do it then, but God sent the right person in front of me. My bishop and his wife took me in their home for months. Finally, I got my own home just before I got my baby. Anyway, we'll move on. To laugh. To laugh. How many of us laugh often? I have a friend. I love going with her on vacations. We kind of team up and we go, we hike, we go different places. And I went with her to Washington, D.C., not this New Year, this New Year's, the New Year's before. We went for 4 days. And she called me and said, I have 2 tickets for Shaka Khan. Do you want to come? I said, yes. So I booked it. It's like 2 weeks before time. I booked my plane and I went and met her. But who is Shaka Khan? I don't even know who is Shaka Khan. So we got in there. I said, okay, I came all the way here. Tell me who is Shaka Khan. What's she saying? And it was funny because we had a great time. 4 days we spent together. 4 days we laughed. We laughed hysterically about every little thing. I'm not going to say her name because she doesn't like her name to be said. Her name is Mary, the first name, but I wouldn't say all. But I love this friend of mine. We go 4 months, we don't talk, we don't see each other. But you know what? The minute we get together, it's a beautiful journey. Whatever is a journey, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, it's an amazing journey and I love it. To love. And how many of us mothers, I'm going to talk about mothers because it is me. We've been hurt. We've not been loved the way we should be loved. We give so much to our kids. We became the enabler because we want our kids to be loved. But whatever we were missing, we were loving them in that way that we didn't get, and we enabled them in one way or the other, okay? So, this is part of love. We think it is love. And this is a hard part for me. We became enablers, and it takes a long time to figure out, just to really say, okay, my gosh, what was I doing? I was doing it all wrong. I am an enabler, right? And then you start to work on yourself. The power of self-love. It takes a long time for us to get to that point. And all of you, man or woman, I don't care. We women more emotional. We speak about our problems. Men don't. But men are the same way. Men, it's self-love. This is what we need to do. They have the same thing. They just deal with things differently. Emotions are emotions. The power of self-love. When my mama passed 2 years ago in April, I know two weeks later, it was my birthday. It was my birthday and Mother's Day. And I was so mad at this whole world. I didn't know why. I was upset. I was upset at my kids because my kids want. And I just felt so stuck. I wanted love. I don't want to just keep giving. I want to receive too. But it took me a while to understand. Even I did a lot of healing. Even I knew I was the enabler. Even I knew I need to love myself, and I was doing a lot for myself than I ever did before, okay? But that day, my birthday, Mother's Day, I was pressure washing my pool. My kids want to take me out. I don't want to. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to see nobody. I was sad. I was down. I was crying. I was sobbing. I was sobbing the whole day, missing my mother. And actually, I was sobbing because I listened to Maya Angelou talking about her mother. And her mother, even she made mistakes, even she didn't listen to her mother. When she came back home with a child, her mother said, my baby is back. My baby is back. And she hugged her and welcomed her. She never criticized her. She never put her down. She never told her how wrong she was. And if you just listen to me, right? She never did. If you just listen to me, you didn't have to go through all this. And I see it in myself sometimes, because I hate to see my kids going, especially one of them going through what I went through and accepting a situation. And it bothers me. And sometimes I say things and I say, my gosh, I need to shut up, and let things take roles. But at the end of the day, it was 4 o'clock. And you guys, I cried from probably 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock. Pressure washing the pool took a long time. And I realized all out of sudden it clicked. Something clicked in my mind. I realized I'm crying because I knew at that moment that love that I expect to have from my mother, I never going to. And all out of sudden, self-love took a total different meaning to me than what it ever meant before. I felt it in my heart. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm reaching out for somebody to love me. I don't need that. You don't need that. Nobody needs that. What is important is you loving yourself enough, because the minute you love yourself enough, everybody else got to love you. And you put boundaries. There are limits to people, but when you love yourself enough, you're not looking for that love anymore. In a relationship, you're not needy. You love yourself enough. Your partner have a limit how far he can go or how far she can go, So this is my whole 9 points that I put together, and I stole them from here and there, and a couple of them I made up myself. I hope this video really touched something in you. I really hope that you guys think about yourself and start to reach for that self-love. What is it that's gonna make you be so fulfilled in loving yourself enough that you're not needy? to anybody for anyone to give it to you. And the other thing is to be grateful, even that a person, what my mother did, took my power away at a very young age, feeling ugly and not good enough for nobody, took me through a lot of pain in life. But you know what? I'm in gratitude for my mother and what she did. Because if not for that and not all this pain I went through, I'll never find myself. We all have to go through different things in life. We came here to learn a lesson. Whatever is that lesson, life had to work itself around it so we can get to learn that lesson about ourselves and rise in our energy. I love you guys. And please go ahead and post whatever touched you. Post something, share it. It is important for us to share. You guys have a beautiful day. I love you all, and you take care.